Good morning, Nammo Phat. It's April 21st. We're here for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The second wonderful precept. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I am determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. This morning we're reading the section on images of awakening from Ajahn Sucitto's Kamma and the End of Kamma. In order to gladden the heart, it's good to bring an image or topic to mind. What is generally most useful is to recollect the qualities of people who are part of our life, because we learn a lot about bright Kamma from contemplating the actions of others. Therefore, one of the greatest supports for awakening is to have meaningful relationships with other people. This can include our parents, friends, or peers who represent or invoke our sense of gratitude, uprightness, compassion, value. Without human reference points, alive or deceased, the mind deals in abstractions, even towards itself. Isolated people get locked into unreal notions of themselves or into hobbies, plans, gadgets, or various forms of showmanship. Then there's no sense of being held by or part of something larger than oneself. That's an enormous loss. To work against this, the recollection of Sangha brings us to the humanity of the practice. It's not just a textbook and ideas thing. One of the main benefits of a lineage and tradition is to awaken us to this larger sense of ourselves as sharing companionship of the spirit with good people over the entire world throughout time. We can also recollect sharing a value system that gives great significance to Kamma. This is the recollection of Dhamma. So we recollect aspiration and awakening as our common touchstone and suffering and dis-ease as our common challenge. Then we no longer feel so alone with our difficult mind states, and we can handle them in a more open and aware way. Recollection of Dhamma and Sangha reminds us that although there is greed, anger, and confusion, there is a way to handle them which leads out of that, and there are people who have come along this way. The very context of the practice can be uplifted by using shrines, making offerings to a Buddha image, and chanting. This is puja, the act of honoring the Buddha, bringing to mind the miracle of awakening in an embodied form. But it's not about worshiping an image. We use ritual means because it allows for acting out rather than thinking, and we can do it together through body, thought, and heart. Group enactment heightens the sense of participation in the meaning of awakening. Fully tuning in and participating brings us out of ourselves and into a deep resonance. This is about making recollection feel good. That's why in a monastery we have a tangible, manifest Buddha image. It's something that we can hold with respect, physically clean it, illuminate it with lights, offer flowers to it, Soft light, flowers, and gestures of offering encourage the attention to dwell in the heart impression of the shrine, and so the mind gets touched by the sense of stability, or of peacefulness, or of radiance, and can dwell in that. If these impressions and felt meanings are established regularly, it gets so that just seeing a Buddha image lifts the spirits or steadies the mind. Chanting, particularly in a group, can have a harmonizing, settling effect. Sonorous and unhurried, it really helps one to appreciate one's fellow practitioners. Here we are, for once without our names and histories, human beings intent on being fully aware. Then we sense our own presence within a broader perspective. In some ways, it's still just your body-mind with all its stuff, but recollection opens an empathic knowing of all that. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this Tuesday morning.